This is IGN. Coming up, Sinners is now one of the highest grossing vampire movies of all time, but can it catch up to Twilight's numbers? Welcome to your IGN Daily Update. But first, the new incarnation of the Fantastic Four is nearly ready to burst through movie theater screens. But interestingly enough, fans have yet to catch a glimpse of their next nemesis. Galactus, played by Ralph Ineson, will be the upcoming film's central villain, but he did not appear in the trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps, seemingly to keep the character's design under wraps until release. However, it seems an eagle-eyed Marvel diehard may have inadvertently discovered a full first look at Galactus via a leaked Lego set. Warning, potential spoilers for the Fantastic Four First Steps follow. I'll wait just a moment. Alright, here we go. According to Twitter user BlogsBrick, a Galactus vs. the Fantastic Four Lego set is set to hit shelves on June 1st. The user also included an image of the set's box, on which Galactus can be seen in his full, huge glory, as well as some cute tiny heroes too. BlogsBrick claimed the photographed set, which will consist of 427 pieces priced at $59.99, was found at a retail store, but no further details were given. The Fantastic Four First Steps, which kicks off Phase 6 of the MCU, stars Vanessa Kirby, Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, and Eben Moss-Bachrach as the titular four and arrives in theaters on July 5th, 2025. And Claire Obscure Expedition 33 has sold over 1 million copies, publisher Kepler Interactive has announced. We already knew the debut RPG from developer Sandfall Interactive got off to a flying start, given it hit a sales milestone of 500,000 copies sold within 24 hours, and now it's doubled that. And here we are, 3 days after launch, 1 million copies sold. Thank you for believing in Claire Obscure Expedition 33, the studio said on social media over the weekend. That's not the only milestone it hit either. According to SteamDB, over the weekend, Claire Obscure hit a concurrent peak of 121,422 players on Steam. That's significantly ahead of the concurrent peak of any other game from notable RPG developer Atlas, including fellow RPG darling Metaphor ReFantazio, which released in October 2024 and boasts a concurrent peak of 85,961 players. Of course, concurrent records are not indicative of the entire player base. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 also released on PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X and S, and was a day one launch on the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription. So the actual number of players who jumped in over the weekend is likely much higher than that, suggesting Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is very popular right now. If you thought Ryan Coogler's Sinners wasn't going to be a cultural phenomenon, it's safe to say you've been proven wrong. The stylish and scary vampire flick has taken the film-loving world by storm since it debuted in theaters just 2 weeks ago, and is now officially one of the highest-grossing vampire movies of all time. At the time of this recording, Sinners sits at $122.5 million for its domestic box office gross, overtaking Van Helsing to become the 9th biggest vampire film of all time in North America, according to Box Office Mojo. According to this ranking, the film has been a bigger hit at the global box office than the first Hotel Transylvania movie, any of the Blade films, 2004's Van Helsing, the classic Interview with a Vampire, 1992's definitive Dracula starring Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder, and Kate Beckinsale's Underworld franchise, not accounting for inflation. At this point, it can really only go up from here for Coogler's inventive horror project. Standing in its way for the top spot in the vampire box office canon are the subsequent installments of the Hotel Transylvania series and the entirety of the Twilight franchise. But it doesn't feel like too daunting of a task for this movie to ultimately cruise to the top of the bloodthirsty pack. Here's where the argument for the extension of the theatrical window comes into play. But if Sinners sticks around in theaters for a bit, as it should considering venues around the country are packed to the brim, some even during the middle of the day on weekdays, speaking from personal New York City experience here, it absolutely has the potential to pull past $300 million globally before bowing out triumphantly and heading to streaming and, hopefully, physical media. After all, the film is already over halfway there at $161 million, so it's far from impossible. I think we're all rooting for the film to go as far as its success will take it, and if that means dethroning Bella and Edward, so be it. The vampire gods and, quite frankly, the people will it so. IGN Sinners review returned a 9 out of 10. We said Ryan Coogler's first horror movie expertly blends plenty of vampires and music into a compelling story about twin brothers, played by Michael B. Jordan, returning home to their Mississippi hometown in 1932. That's your IGN Daily Update. My name is Tony Jackson, and if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console, and subscribe to our weekly podcasts through the podcast service of your choice.
Spoken Layer.